Good morning. Hi, everyone. Well, we got a really nice day, but I see that some people have rain, and that is closer to where the race is today. I hope it doesn't rain, as we know it rained out yesterday. Mhm. Hi. Only 10 people here. Everyone else is off camping. That's all right. More fun for us. hmm I have to ask you if you want to play the coffee game. Let me know what you think is in here, and Deb will watch the chat and see who wins first, who guesses first. Put your chat on live chat so that way you won't be behind. You can win a spot on the new bracket board. There are several spots open, and or you could win something out of the basket. Now I did put a couple things in the basket. I was going to put more, but I didn't. So, Oh, Cherry has the flu. Anywho, we do have something new to add to the bracket game. So, grand prize, we have, was it May? Yeah, May's Yarnable. And now we have added Jimmy Bean's from May. So those are two of the prizes that you could choose if you were the grand winner on the bracket game. So those two will be sitting back in here so I don't forget. And I did print the pattern out, the two patterns out. So those are in there. I don't know if I showed the shoes on the live. So here are the shoes. They came out adorable. I think daisies. Anywho, so we're going to draw for the grand prize. For the dress make along. And not everybody posted a finished dress. I was looking for a picture of your finished dress. If you couldn't get the hat and booties done by today's deadline, that was fine. I was still going to put your name in. So let's go ahead and show what you could win if you win today. There are 3 skeins of this ice cream yarn from Lion Brand. It is Joanne got the copy. Joanne, you didn't win last week because you weren't here. Otherwise, you would have. Okay, so first of all, I want to just show this what I was doing. There are 3 skeins of this lovely ice cream yarn. This colorway is UBE. So the coffee was one. I'll get to that in just a second. It was chocolate raspberry and peppermint mocha creamer. This has 394 yards of 100% acrylic. You get 3 of them. You get this beautiful heart stitch marker, which matches the yarn. And then you're going to get some of the daisies to match the yarn, some ribbon that's light lavender, and you're going to get buttons that are lavender. And what else did I put in here? Oh, I put another stitch marker in here that I found from one of the subscriptions. And then I put in one of the pairs of shoe, the booties, so you could put them in the shoes so you can display them. So that's what the winner of the make-along is going to win, and that'll be drawn in just a second. First, we're going to ask Joanne about her prize. Joanne has a spot on the bracket board over there. I do believe she's still active. Yep, it's number 32, and she hasn't been knocked out yet. So, if you would like something out of the basket, yeah, I know. It's the post will always be up. Later on today, I'll take it off of the pinned post, so it won't be on the top, but it'll always be there. All the make-alongs are still there. I've never deleted any of them, so you can always go back and read, or see what someone else did or whatever. Okay, so I'm supposed to give a bracket to one of the moderators. Okay, well, let me see here. Deb has a spot, but Linda doesn't. No, Steve isn't here, I don't think. All right. Okay, so we'll give a spot to Linda. How's that? All right. Thank you. All right. Oh, Steve's here. Okay, we'll give a spot to both of them. How's that? We'll give a spot to both of them. So you both need to pick a number. The only numbers that are taken so far are 2, 3, 4, 9, 12, 13, and 16, 21, 22, 28, and 32. Those are the ones that are taken. Number 7. Okay. Give Linda number 7. And Steve gets 27. All right. Now that does generate a roll-off between Steve and Teresa, so we'll have to do that too. I don't want to do the roll-off on the wheel until after I draw everything out. So let's do the wheel next, so we can stay caught up. So I got to turn down my settings, my brightness just a little bit. I'll tell you what, it's not raining here, but the pollen has moved from it's just awful. So we have 9 people who posted a finished dress. So I'm going to go put this. There's nine names in here. So let's see who won the grand prize for this make-along. That was a really fun make-along. I always enjoy doing a whole set like that. And the final winner is Judy McKinstry. Way to go, Judy. I don't know if she's here, but congratulations. I'm so happy for her. All right, Judy wins. Final. Okay. 3.5 weeks. Yeah, it's definitely been a while. So now while I am doing that, I will put in the roll off for Steve and Teresa because we are going to go on with the show. And if whoever gets knocked out between those two could still play. Judy's here. Congratulations, Judy. Don't forget, you still do have to send me a message when you win something. So Steve and Teresa are rolling off for their spot. Let's see who moves on. And then that way, if somebody gets knocked off, you can continue to play for the rest of the day. And it is Steve. So Steve goes on. Teresa, you'll have to get back in to the game. All right. I put in the February Crochet Magazine. If you watch the video, then you know this. So we are definitely doing a knit make along now. So there are several people that are not going to be doing the knit sweater, but I do have to say this is the first one I did. I showed it a couple times. Now, why I picked this is because, again, the construction is easy. In other words, it's beginner. You do all of your stitches for this whole entire sweater on a straight needle. Now, I'm doing mine on a really long circular, but only because I wanted to use the size that I want, the size, and I don't have, these are the only ones I have for the small, but for the straight needles. But again, you are not going to cut your yarn. You're not going to do sleeves. They're all built in. So when you start, you're going to start at the top up here, and you're going to do a couple rows for the neckline, and then you're going to do the increases, learn how to do the increases, and then we're going to bind off the sleeves, and we're never going to go back. So I thought this was kind of small for a newborn, and I wanted to do it a little bit bigger. So I started it on the straight needles so I would know the numbers to tell you how to increase it. So this is about halfway through on a different yarn, a purple yarn. And you see, there's your sleeves built right in. And then you will go on. Now, it's tight on these straight ones. It's a real tight, but I'm almost done with the sleeves. So it's okay to use the straight needles. But I started one with everybody else. And we only have 3 rows done. So today I thought I'd go over those 3 rows with everybody again, because I kind of got confusing when I hadn't done a make along with knit in a while. So that's why to me, it was kind of confusing. But I was trying to put all the easy things in that would help the new knitter. And I don't think I really have to, but oh, Lori, you didn't get in the drawing. Well, that's all right. But I do want to say that today we're not starting a new crochet thing. However, I do want to start one. I want to do a blanket. I thought that it would be a good idea probably to do a blanket for the new baby and plan for it maybe to give it to her later on when it gets cooler, like, more in October, November, something like that. Maybe even Christmas. I don't know. Maybe I won't wait that long. I'll give it to her early. But either way, I think I should make her one. So that's the plan. I want to do a blanket together, and I'm like, what colors do I want to use? I have a ton of choices, and I'm like, oh, which ones, right? Yeah. So the yellow was sitting up there, and I haven't done a yellow blanket in forever. And I'm like, I really should try that one. Do the yellow. Huh? What do you guys think? Do you want to do a blanket? You know, crochet. I think what I'll do is I will do one. I will do a pattern that I like, and I'm going to base most of the creativity in the color changes. And oh, Cindy's having a baby grandson born. Oh, perfect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that is great. Okay, so I think I'm gonna get the yarn. I want to show you the yarn I'm gonna pick out. I know you've seen it. You have seen it. All right. We will. Like I said, I haven't done a yellow blanket in forever. I think that we used to use yellow a lot when we didn't know, you know. So, do you remember the Sweet Delight that is the patty cake colorway? It has gray and a little dash of pink and a little dash of yellow, and then it's got speckles. My variegated, and then the yellow is Sweet Delight in the sunny. We're gonna blow this camera color right out, aren't we? Right? And then we'll just throw in some gray, right? Okay, well, I do have 2 skeins of this. I probably, the yellow, I probably don't need, if you have 3 skeins of Sweet Delight, my gosh, we have 377 yards in each skein. So there is over 1,000 with just one of each color. So look for, in your stash, look for 3 colors, and we'll concentrate more on the color changes and where we put them. You guys can do whatever you want. And you know what? You can even do whatever baby blanket you want. How's that? You don't have to do the one I'm doing. Yeah. It won't be as much of a live that way. But this is a 3-weight. I'm going to use a 3-weight. You can use whatever you want. You can use whatever yarn you want. You can use whatever pattern you want. Just we're going to do baby blanket, and I will give the directions to what I'm doing and tell you when I'm changing colors, and I'm going to use these 3. I just they were sitting on the shelf there, and they just keep on looking at me, and I'm like, I really should try this color out. Why not? Yep. Any other questions on this? We'll start our blankets next Sunday. I will put together a little package to give away to make a blanket out of it. Out of the yarn that I pick for the grand prize. I will like I said, I'll probably I'll probably show that grand prize next week. But I will put a little post, a live make along post for you to put in your pictures as we go, and I will draw random draws from that post. It'll be pinned to the top, just like the dress is, and we'll do a blanket. Yeah. Should I tell you the pattern already, or should I wait until next Sunday? Let me know what you think. Yeah. Yeah, and you can make this one, the pattern that I'm picking, you can make it any size you want. So, it'll work. Tell us now. Oh, of course you want to know. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to let the person who guesses what pattern I probably will pick a spot on the bracket board right now. If you can guess what pattern it is, unless you don't know. Oh, okay. All right. I will tell you. Deb, why don't you mark the chat and we'll do a bracket draw right now for a bracket or basket draw. We'll do that. Deb was going to mark the chat, and we'll do that right now. I have all the stats and the pattern in my hand so I can read it to you, so you will know. Oh, Julie, you got it. Julie Marchell got the pattern. Yep. She knows me good. So while we're waiting for Deb to finish this off, Julie, what would you like? Would you like a spot on the bracket board, or would you like something out of the basket? Okay, so Julie picked a bracket number. I'm going to go put her name up on a number because she said I can pick. Let's do number 17 for Julie. All right. I'm going to have to move this yarn. All right. While we're waiting for Deb, I will tell you that the name of the blanket that I am going to work on is called Superbly Simple Baby Blanket. If my friend Linda wouldn't mind going and getting that link for you, Superbly Simple Baby Blanket, it is written by Heather Gibbs. And this blanket is actually done in UK terms. And that's why I don't always tell ahead of time, oh, go get the pattern, because UK terms means that you're going to have to read it and understand that a double is a single and a triple is a double. So it's not an easy thing to do. But when we start the blanket together next Sunday, I will have it written down in US terms in my notes so that I can read it to you the way that it is in US terms. No, Deb has 23 entries. All right, so the materials that are used in the pattern are 3 light, but I know that you can use a 4. I have made this with a 4 medium before, and that's fine. And it even says establishing the correct gauge is not critical to this pattern. Pattern will work in other yarns through gauge and size will be a little different. But it's recommended to be about a 36 by 36. But again, I will probably go by how much of the variegated I have and work it into the pattern a couple times before I decide it's big enough, and then I'll just end it. So the only other thing it has here is it's going to tell me to use a G hook. Chances are I'm going to use an H. So get some 3 light ready, and it is giving me an example of 1,300 yards as an example. So if you take 377, multiply that by 3, you're going to be short a little bit. So if you get 2 of your main color, so I'm going to say my main color is yellow. I have 2 of them, 1 gray and 1 variegated. That should cover our 1,300. All right, so that's my plan. We'll start that blanket next week. So I have a little bit of homework to do. We'll run this, let's see, it'll be the first week in June. So we'll run it through July most likely. So we'll be doing this for 2 months, and we'll work on our knit sweater also. We will start another hat to do in July, or I mean in June. I didn't pick out the June yarn yet either for that, so that's all good. Let me put this yarn away, and let's look and see who our winner is. Aisha is the winner for that, so let me put this over here so it's not in my way. All right, so that's exciting. I am really thrilled that you guys are excited about that. So Aisha gets to choose a basket item or a spot on the bracket board. Did Deb say what she wanted? Because I missed it. Now, Linda is off looking for that. A basket prize. All right, let's get the basket. And I only have 3 bags in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and 3. There is a set of stitch markers down in here. I added in. It is a whole set. They're down in there. And then we have the new edition with the book and the hook. Whatchamacallit. Oh, the pattern is posted. Okay, thank you. I didn't see any of that, chat. That's okay. So 1, 2, or 3, the set of stitch markers that I made, or the book Yep, I'm going to have to get some yarn out. So, Aisha, what would you like? Number 2. All right, number 2 is right in the middle. Would you like me to open that up? Or can you see it right through the... Well, you kind of can. I'm going to open it anyway before I package it up. Because I'm going to add a smile stitch marker, smile mail. Yes, I did them. I got them all done. Well, not all done, but we were falling asleep last night doing it. Okay, Aisha says open it. So here we go. I'm going to open it. It is a skein of sock yarn. Now, this does not have a label. I know it is all there. All the yardage is there. Does not have a label. So you're not sure what you're going to win in this basket. Yeah. So there is sock yarn. It is a stripe pattern. It should come out like most of the sock yarns. And it is a wool and nylon blend. And what I want to do is let Aisha pick what color smile face she wants. So I have orange. I have orange. Smile faces. Stop moving. There we go. All right. So there is orange, blue, pink, yellow, and green. Oh, and there's one white of the smile faces. Purple. What color do you like? All right. Oh, my goodness. White. White. There we go. Okay. I did read that. Okay, she wants green. I have a green. There we go. So this one has... There we go. All right, I'll put that on there. So I was told just now that Pamela has a pattern in this book. Are you kidding me? Didn't I go over all of the patterns and read? I guess I didn't. I didn't read the names of who wrote them. I just read the patterns and what kind of yarn to use, or they use. Huh. So Pamela has a pattern in that book. Well, that's awesome. That is really cool. Okay. I knew, I had a feeling you were going to say that. All right, let me see. I got to see. All right, let's look at the volume. Cindy, you said that it was in here. Oh, berry wrap. Oh my gosh, it's the berry. Ooh, I have to drop something every time, right? It's the berry wrap. Oh, for God's sake. Oh. Okay, we're getting there. I don't know. It probably even told me what page, didn't it? 62. Oh my gosh. So this is Pamela's pattern. The berry wrap. Oh my gosh. It's done in a DK. Premier Color Fusion DK. Well, isn't that cool? That is great. Yeah, she is awesome. All right. Well, congratulations to Pam. That's not the first one. I saw her do a video where she said she had pot holder or yeah, I'm trying to remember. She had a couple things that she did, and I think it was a bowl cozy too that she did in the yes. Awesome. I'm going to have to put some goodies in this basket. Uh-oh. Yep. Time is it? It is time for Let's Make a Yarn Deal. So we're going to go ahead and ask Miss Deb to mark the chat again. And if you don't want to play, that's fine. But you do have to have a United States address. How do you play? In the marks on Deb's side, she's going to be looking for you to write your favorite color and your favorite weight of yarn right now, and then she'll go off and get me a winner, and I'll walk around Christy's closet and I will find something to match up with that. While you are waiting for that you guys get me every time. Of course, Miss Cheryl would love to have the yarn that I showed. I only have 2 of them. I don't have any more, but I have other yarns that would work. Steve, you guys, you make my day. I started out this morning thinking, why am I doing these lives? Nobody cares. Nobody wants to do this stuff with me. They're off watching all these other people that have thousands and thousands of followers. And my dear friend Linda said, what? Of course we want you to do it. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't have anybody. I was really, really talking it down. Like, and you guys bring me right up. I said, well, am I different? Do I do things different? She's like, yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at all the names. Wow. Oh, hi, Angela. Thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. I know you do. Oh, by the way, thank you, Cynthia, and a few others for your support recently. I do appreciate it. I really do. Okay, so what I did was I pulled out a bulky skein of number 6 for someone to win in the bulky knit baby make along. So this one is the one I picked out. This is a country loom, loops and threads, and it is the color warm cream, and it's got a little bit of crinkling to it and a little halo. Yeah. So this is what I'm using for my purple one. I'm using it in the purple colorway. Berry. Yeah. It is. Oh, it's not berry. It's nobility. Are you kidding? I could have sworn this one was the berry one. Anyway, I want to put this yarn into the knit make along that we're doing. I'm in the closet every morning. Ah, 27 entries, says Deb. Let's put on a stitch marker on here that is new. We will put on one of these flat beauties. This one is like an iridescent. It's all different. Yeah, all different colors. And it's a teardrop, and it keeps turning, right? It's a teardrop. It looks like a peacock feather, but it's just a teardrop. It's really, really pretty. Put that right on there. And then when you guys start your Oh yeah, I don't have a new post for that. I'll do that today or tomorrow too. We'll put a post up for the knit along because I didn't do that yet. So I'll have to do one for the knit along, and then next Sunday we will do the new one for the baby blanket. So, oh my gosh, you kidding me? Oh, velvet, that'll work. Yeah, as long as it's chunky. Yeah, no problem. Yep. I'm going to go over our first 3 rows again for this week. Deb is leaving at 11, so we won't do any drawings after 11. Well, you know, Kathy Ann. Oh, Kathy Ann is the winner of Let's Make a Yarn Deal and number 3 in pink. Okay. I have to think about it for a second. Where do I have pink? I will find it. Let me go off and look for Kathy Ann's yarn here real quick. Wow. Let me see here. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Of course, this is going to be 4, right? Yep. That is a 4. All right, let me look somewhere else. I don't have a lot of pink in this room, but I have a lot of yarn in this room, so I've got to figure out something similar. Yeah, she's always got to pick one that is buried, I think. This is the fun of the game, though. See if you can get me to yank out something I don't really want to give away, right? Ooh, what is this? Big bag of goodies here. Okay, all right. You know, it is a yarn that I like, but I will part with it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Wait, what is this? I like to give choices, too. That would be good, huh? Okay. See what else we got here. Ooh, I found something. Oh, I found something. Okay. All right. Let's give her a choice. We will give her a choice. All right. Yeah, I've been gone long enough off the screen. Okay, the very first choice is a skein from Yarn Bee, soft and sleek. Now, you can't see that that's pink, can you? It is really pastel-y. It's pastel. It is soft and sleek DK. This is so soft. Oh, it's like a cloud. This has got, it's called Pink Lemonade. Pink Lemonade. It has 478 yards in this donut. Are you kidding? Wow. That's amazing. How many yards? Wow. Low pill fiber, 100% low pill acrylic. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. So what we're going to do is find a pink smile mail, pink smiley. Okay. So there is your pink smiley face. We'll put that on there. Now wait, before you go and say, oh, good, 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 I want that. I am going to do, as I said, make a yarn deal here. And we are going to, hold on, all right, there we go. All right. So what I did was I brought two pink yarns out. And this bag has these in it. And I'm going to show them to you because they have halo. Yeah, you guessed it. This is Baby by Hirschner's. Now you can see that is pink. That is Baby by Hirschner's. It is very soft and cuddly. This is called Pinky, and it's Baby Cloud Soft. So it has a cloud. It has halo. All right. So this one has, it's a number 2, but with that halo, you get a nice texture. And these have, they're 100% acrylic. And they have, how much yardage there, Chris? 129 yards in one of these. And I have 3 of them. So you could pick that pink, or you could pick the skein of soft and sleek. Or you could trade it all up for something on the bracket board, or a spot on the bracket board, or something out of the basket. So what is it going to be, Miss Kathy Ann? I'm dying to see too. Which one is it going to be? It's a pink day. We'll just wait here just for a second. Yes, it is. It is. And the smile mail. Stitch marker. Don't forget about that. This is so soft. Oh my gosh. Awesome. Drum roll, please, Steve. I do think I'm going to be bringing down some. Okay, she does. All righty then. All right. So I'm going to be bringing down some vintage yarns out of the upstairs. And I'm going to bring a box down. I'm going to put some in it and leave it close by instead of upstairs. And I will be using that yarn in the lives for interest, for some extra, content that we can talk about the older yarns, because you know what? It's just sitting upstairs in the closet. And, so congratulations to Kathy Ann on this week's Make Me a Yarn Deal. And you will get this beautiful skein to use in your blanket or a new dress or whatever you want. So thanks for playing, everybody. Okay. want to go over the first 3 rows. Now I'm using a bulky 5, I believe. No, yes, bulky 5. This is a white loops and threads. It is Charisma, and it should be enough to make this sweater. So there is 109 yards in this skein. I'm also using the US 10 7mm knitting needle. And we have done, okay, how many people here are doing this knit sweater? I want to make sure that I am not spending a lot of time on the live with it if there's only a few, and those few will stay to the end. We'll just do it at the end. Yeah, the white is very soft. A lot of times I found that the Charisma. Okay, there's 3 right there. 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. So what we did last week was we waited to the end of the show and we did the first 3 rows. And I want to go over those 3 rows because I think it was not that it was real confusing, but I was thinking more on placement of the stitch markers than actual. I don't know. It just, to me, I was like, whoa. So if you want to start that, then grab a skein of 5 bulky and a 10 US 10 knitting needle, and we'll start it again. Yeah, 3 rows are done. I figured they were. But I want to go over it again because the homework will be from row 4 through. So, yeah. All right, well, we are to the point where we would normally do our last draw for the day. So I'm going to do that draw with Deb. Deb's going to leave, and then we are going to work on this sweater, and all the questions will go toward that. All right, great, wonderful. Deb's going to mark the chat one last time. We're going to play for a spot on the bracket board or something out of the basket. And I'm going to throw in the pink yarn in the basket draw also. So if you were watching along and you saw the pink yarn that Kathy Ann did not pick, which was the Hirschner's Cloud Soft, and you want it, you can place your choice here, basket, bracket, or the pink yarn. How is that? So this was the pink yarn up for grabs on Let's Make a Yarn Deal. I'm putting that in the last draw for today. So it's kind of like a basket draw. And then after that, Deb will leave and we will start our actual make along for version of today. It'll be kind of laid back after that. Yeah. Steve, did you see I didn't find any um, hand dyed in my new Joann's? Yeah, well, a couple people messaged me, and including it, one was Deb, told me that the hand dyed in her store is not in the yarn aisle. It's over by the bathrooms, kind of a little bit away from the yarn section. And I'm like, I didn't look around for it. So maybe I missed it. Well, then I'm going to have to go back right away. And they keep bombarding me with coupons in the last 24 hours and saying that, you know, here's a coupon for 60% off a regular item, a regular priced item. I'm like, holy cow. So, yeah, they're trying to get me to go back. They're on an end cap along the aisle. All right, well then I must have missed it. And I wanted to get a good, well, I just have to go back, right? Yeah. It's not exactly close by. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I didn't think that I would have missed it, but there's a chance that I did. I mean, I was looking around for it. Latoya Fowler wins today's last bracket game, and she wants a basket prize. All right. Okay, so we'll reach over here, bring out the basket again. There are there are 1 and 2 left in here. Number 1 on this side, number 2 on this side. 1 and 2. And then there is a set of stitch markers in here. They range from, the letters on them range from E to I believe. No, J. E to J. They are purple. And then the magazine with Pamela Barton's pattern in it, or the last item in here is the organizer for your hooks. Okay. Okay, so they want us to walk the store. What? Oh my gosh. So what are you going to pick, Miss Latoya? All right, I will get Latoya the stitch markers. Great choice. I will put some new stitch markers in. I will put some new sock yarn in. I will fill that basket back up for next week. All right, I'm going to show those stitch markers real quick. Then we will start the first 3 rows. I'll go over the first 3 rows of our knit sweater. Now, this sweater set is intended for the beginner. And there are the set of stitch markers that Latoya won out of the basket. There are 6 of them, and they all have letters on them. I probably should make some more of these. All right, congratulations again. I'll put the pink yarn back. And I hope everyone that is leaving is going to have an awesome holiday. Finish up the barbecues, the parades, all of that. I hope you have nice weather for it too, because some places it's raining. Yeah. Yep, I like to put letters on. Even if I don't have any available for me real quick, I take a letter out of the little thing and put it on one of those bulb stitch markers, and then just put it somewhere on your item so you know what you're using. And that way, when you look back after, like I have projects in bags everywhere, so doesn't surprise me when something gets missed. And um, you get in order. Speaking of that, is Stephanie here? Stephanie, are you here? Not Stephanie I used to do podcasting with, but a different Stephanie. You get in order and you set something down, and you put it in the project bag, and then you pick the order up and you do the order, and then when you go back, you forget about what you were working on, what was the needle size. When a pattern suggests a cord length, does that include the length of the needles or just the cord? It normally includes just the cord. You want me to check this and see? Okay, let me see if I can do this. Okay, this is 24-inch, and the package says 60-inch, 24 one way, so that would be 20. Okay, so 20, 48 plus the needles. So yeah, I guess it does include the needles. It does, because it's saying 60. So if I double it, I only get 50. Another 10 for the needles. I will put the link for the Superbly Simple baby blanket in the show notes after it uploads. It isn't there yet. I should have put it there, but it's not. Okay. All right. So before I let everybody go that isn't going to stay, I know sometimes I give away things, so that's why people just stay. I want to show you what Stephanie ordered. So she ordered this 6-month size sweater, and this sweater was done in a newborn on my Etsy shop, and I duplicated it for her in a 6-month size. And I also put on the hearts over here that she wanted it to be just like the one in the Etsy shop. So there is her finished sweater. I'll be mailing it out to her on Tuesday. So the close-up is the blue buttons and your hearts. So that's all done. And I would love to do this one with you guys too. It's a simple construction, but I think that the marled and the whatever you put on the yoke is kind of sets it off. That's all the pieces that she had me do, though, is just the sweater. So that's all done. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and read the first 3 rows of our knit along. You are going to cast on 38 stitches. So your cast on is 38. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 38. That's what I got. 38. Row number 1 is all it is knit. Row number 1, you knit every single stitch. Oh, you're right. You're right. It is. It is 34. I looked down at row 2. You're right. See? Joanne's on the ball. It's 34. Yes, it is. It is. It's 34. And I should have 38 on my thing because I did one row already of increases. Whoo, I'll be all right. I have notes laying in front of me. 34, cast on 34. And all those that have done it are waiting for the next row number 4. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you that row number 2 is your increase row, the very first increase row. So you're going to increase at the beginning, and it can be anywhere. So you're just going to add 4 stitches. So you could do knit 1 in the front, knit 1 in the back for an increase next, knit a few more, like 7, knit 1 in the front, knit 1 in the back, knit another 8, knit 1 in the front, knit 1 in the back. As long as you add 4 to that row, it doesn't matter where. So you could just do it evenly every 7 or whatever. All right, so now you should have 38. Now, do you want me to go on or you want me to wait a minute? For number 3, row number 3. I need more coffee. That coffee is gone. I should go and grab a coffee right now. That's what I should do. I will do that. I'll be right back. You have those 2 rows done. 34 and then add 1 every so often to 38 stitches for row 2. Dog's hot. All right, I'm back. What did I miss? What did I miss? I'm using its US 10, which is a 7 millimeter. Oh, Stephanie's here. Hi, Steph. Look. What do you think? Did I do okay? All right. You can use whatever size you want. It's only going to change that size just a little bit. Let's go to row number 3. Row number 3 is only a place your marker row. So you would knit this whole entire row. Yes, 32-inch circular is going to work fine, because all you need is the length of that. We're going to add some stitches as we go, but I have it all on a straight needle on this one, and that does fit. And I still have room to work more stitches. So the you're welcome, Stephanie. Thank you for ordering. So we're going to place our stitch markers. Now you don't have to place them in the edging, but I did knit 4 for row 3. You're going to knit 4, place a marker. Knit 5 and then place another marker. Knit 5 and place another marker. 4, 5, 5, and place a marker in each one. You can use a piece of yarn to do that as long as it is complete. You don't want to lay a piece of yarn in there because it'll come out. So then we're going to do the back. So that'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you'll knit 10 and place another marker. 8 millimeter. Yeah, that's good. You can use that. In fact, mine is like 10.75. So, and then on the other side, so that's your back. 10 stitches is your back. Then you're going to knit 5, place a marker. Knit 5, place another marker, and then knit 4 is your ribbing. So you should have 38 stitches divided into the ribbing on each side of 4. Then you have your five for your front, 5 for your sleeve, 10 for your back, and then 5 for your sleeve and 5 for your front again. That's how it should look. And that'll finish up row 3. Now, I don't want to go ahead until everybody is caught up to that, because I usually write these things down, and I don't have it written down for you anywhere. And I might have to do that for you. So I might not have time today to do a post for this, but I want to, because next week I want to draw a random for this for this sweater in the live. So now this should come out to be how many inches? I'll do that so you know what your gauge is usually for. And again, this is going to be around 9 months to 12 months when we get done, because I added the stitches. Now, without stretching it, I am getting just about 14 inches without stretching it. And that's going to be the collar. I can't believe that hardly anybody laughed. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so the rest of the construction is going to be a raglan down. It's going to increase, and we put those stitch markers so we know where we're going to increase without really counting. But I'm going to give you the counts to try and help those who are new and beginning knitting. I'm not giving you the breakdown of the increase as much and the stitches as much as the fact that you can do a sweater without doing sleeves. We're going to do this pattern complete from beginning to end without cutting our yarn. Yeah. And then when you take it off, your sleeves will be finished. You won't be picking back up. That's it. It's a cap sleeve. And it just has a little bit of texture on the sleeve. So is everyone caught up that wants to be? All right, Ravini, hi. She's going to be doing the blanket. Yeah, I hope all of you are going to be doing the blanket next week. It's going to be great. It always is. Every make-along is. Indy 500 is today. Yes, I realize that. Okay, so row number 4. And I have to do it with you because I don't have it done. So now is the time to actually sit and knit together. Row number 4. We're going to knit the 4 stitches on the ribbing. So we're going to knit 4. And then we're going to move our stitch marker onto our other needle. And that is going to be the edging of your sweater. Then we're going to knit 5, or we're going to knit 4 more. We're going to knit to the stitch right before the next marker. So knit 4 till you get to the one right before your marker. And when you get there, you're going to increase on that 5th one. So you're going to place your needle as if you're going to knit, and before you pull the stitch off, you're going to place your needle in the back, wrap it around, and bring up a loop, and then take the stitch off. So an increase before the stitch marker. Then we're going to pass the stitch marker over and do it again. The very next stitch gets an increase. So we're going to knit as if to knit, but before we pull the yarn or the stitch off, we will go into the back of that stitch, yarn over, and draw up a loop, putting 2 loops in now as one and pull that stitch off. So if you don't know what I'm doing as far as an increase, you will need to go look at either Very Pink Knits of how to increase in the back loop of the stitch, or maybe Be Hooked. But I have done it, I think, on something. So now you have 2 increases already. One before that stitch marker and one after. Now we're going to knit again to the next stitch marker. 1 stitch before we get there. So right before we get there, we will do another increase. Am I leaving the beginners behind, or are you good with this? Pass the stitch marker over and do another increase. So you're going to increase before and after the stitch markers that are in the middle of your work. The ones that are on the end, we don't increase, just the ones in the middle. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle that we're going to do the increases on. And that's it. Not the end ones. In the 5th stitch, yes. We had 5 there. In the 5th one, we will make an increase. So now there'll be 6 in between those markers. The first 2 sections will have 6. 2, 4, 6, 7. No, the first one will have 6. The second one will have 7. Because the second one, you increase at the beginning of it and then the end of it. So the second section will have 7. So your total for this row will end up being 46, because you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll add 8 stitches, one before and after each of these. Are we good on that one? Anybody else? So you just continue to repeat. You're going to knit all of the stitches in the back, which will be 9, and increase. Well, no, you'll increase after, before and after each stitch marker. So on the back, it'll have 12. In between the stitch markers on the back, there should be 12. There. All right, so I have 4, I have 6, I have 7, and now I have 12. You can see the track from your house? Get out of here. Really? Yeah, it must be crazy there. I'm going to start my right side of my work, and I'm going to start it right out with an increase. And then knit in the next 3, and then another increase. Pass the marker over, knit in the next 4, and then an increase. Now when you get to the last stitch marker, You'll pass it over, and all you'll do is knit the last 4. You won't do an increase there. And then I want you to check and make sure that you have the stitch counts right. This is where we're going to actually start doing the body of the sweater. So 38, now add 8, so we should have 46. 46 total stitches, and the breakdown will go 4, 6, 7, 12, 7, 6, and 4. So the back has 12, the sleeve has 7, the front yoke, the front side should end up with 6, and 4 is 10 on each side. And we only have that stitch marker there, so you will know that on the purl rows, we are going to always knit those first 4. Even if it's a purl row, we're going to knit those first 4. That's the reason why I had you put those stitch markers there. You don't need them. If you want to take them out, that's fine. But those first 4 stitches will always be knitted. Oh, okay. Yeah. The Blue Angels were at Pocono yesterday. And Pocono is very quick to drive from here. It's less than 2 hours. So my daughter went down and saw them and went into the racetrack and got to drive on the racetrack of Pocono. When they were coming in or going out, they opened up, somehow they opened it up, and she was driving on the track, exiting the raceway that day, yesterday. So Kathy Ann, when I start that superbly simple baby blanket, I will be starting it next Sunday with everyone. It is written in UK terms, so I will be changing it to United States. It is a free pattern, so I'm going to go through that if you want to do that with me. So row 4 is done. We're going to do one more row. And as soon as everybody is caught up, I don't want to go ahead. You should have 46 stitches total now. You're going to add 8 stitches on a knit row. You're not going to add any on a purl row. We should be able to get tickets to go to Pocono this year. I want to go. It's July 23rd. So if anybody else decides that they're going to Pocono this year, I would let me know, because if you end up being there, I would like to meet up for at least 5 seconds. Hi, Yarning for a Smile. We are making a Simply baby sweater. We're knitting it today. It's kind of our 1 week break in between our big make-alongs that we're doing. We just finished one up, and next week we'll be starting a new one. So we're doing a little bit of knitting today. And we'll be doing this pattern for about 3 more weeks. Next week we'll be starting a blanket together. So everybody's working on getting 1,300 yards of a 3 light together, or 1,000 yards of a 4 medium would work too. In 3 colors. Yes, I do knit. I'm not an expert, that's for sure. All right, so row 4 is going to be repeated in the repeat. Row 5 is also going to be repeated in the repeat. So write down the instructions for row 4. And all I want you to write down is knit to the first stitch marker, knit to the second, and then increase before the stitch marker and increase after the stitch marker. Do that each section until the last stitch marker. And then on the last one, you don't increase. You do it before, but not after. So you'll end up with 4 on your ends and no increases. So for 38 this time. I have to get everything tangled up, of course. Rows 4 and 5 are the ones we're going to repeat. So let's do our first purl row. You will start out with 4 knits. Those are always going to be knit. The first 4 stitches of row 5 are knit. So you'll knit the first 4. No, it's not. It's just a super easy one. Then you'll pass the stitch marker over and bring your yarn to the front of your work and purl every stitch. There are no increases on the purl rows. So we're going to purl all the way across our row, moving up, passing over our stitch markers, making sure they stay where they're supposed to. And I'm doing this in a white, and my plan is to put a stitch button on here that will set off the sweater and not so much in the sweater color as in the button. I haven't picked one out yet, but it's going to be cute, I'm sure. Or more than one. All right, so when you get around to the other side, don't finish the last 4 because we're going to put a buttonhole on this row, and we're going to do it in the last 4. All right. I'm slowly making my way across the second sleeve. No increases on the purl rows. Yeah, we have those things too, Lori. We have a hot air balloon festival, and during that hot air balloon festival here, we have a Speedy festival. So what is Speedies? It is marinated chicken or pork cut up in small pieces on a stick, and you put those on a barbecue and compete. to see who has the best one. Lupo's usually wins here. I am down to my last 4, and I'm going to pass my stitch marker over. I'm going to put my yarn in the back so I'm knitting the last 4. And at that point, you're going to do a buttonhole now. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually knit the first 2. So when you're down to your last 4, you're going to knit your first 2 together. And when that happens, we're going to, that's decreasing. So we're going to yarn over our needle, the working needle. So you're going to add that stitch back and then knit the last 2. I'll go over that one more time. When you get to the last 4 stitches, you're going to knit the next 2 stitches together. So put your needle through both stitches, yarn over, knit it, then yarn over your needle to add that stitch back, and then knit the last 2. And that will be row number 5. It's the purl row. So now you should still have 46 stitches. And this is what my work looks like. You'll have 4 here on the ends, then you'll have 6, then you'll have 7, and then you'll have 12. So all those are still the same amount as the row 4. So now what we're going to do is we're going to repeat row 4 and 5 for the body, but we're not going to do a buttonhole. We're just going to knit the last 4 for our homework. So what we're going to do is we're going to do rows 4 and 5. Four full entire times, and then row 4 one more time. So you'll end up with 14 rows when we come back next week. So you're going to do row 4, row 5, row 4, row 5, row 4, row 5, row 4, row 5. So you will be doing 8 rows plus a 9th row for your repeat. So you'll end up with 14 rows. Right now we're on row 5. So you're going to do 9 rows ending with row 4. 9 rows from here. Has everybody got that? I will try and write that in somewhere in the post. Maybe not 5 minutes from now, but you know. Any questions at all about this make along? What rows are the other buttonholes on? Row 15, I'm going to put the other buttonhole on row 15. So when we come back, we will do that purl row and do that buttonhole. Okay, so when you have when you're working your knit row as you're going along, your working needle is your right hand needle. You're moving your stitches from the left needle to the right. So your working needle is in your right hand. That is the one where you're going to yarn over. So as you're going, when I say yarn over to add a stitch, you're going to just wrap your yarn around the working needle. And that's how you add a stitch. So when you go into the 2, knit 2 together, the yarn is actually connected to your working needle. And so when I say yarn over to add a stitch, all you'll have to do is just wrap it around the needle that it's attached to. Does that make sense? It's just like in crocheting when we yarn over to do a double crochet. We yarn over our needle in our right hand if we're right-handed. Is that good, Kathy Ann? Anybody else? Joanne, we're going to make another buttonhole on row 15. Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, I made this one with one skein of Charisma and had plenty left. So all I did was add 8 stitches at the beginning of the pattern. And so really I'm only adding like just a little bit. Should be enough. I have a skein of this one and it's not even it's just 3/4 of the way, and I already have it done down to the sleeves. It's how quick it is. Okay, so we should be good. Any more questions? I have 9 rows to do. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try and finish this purple one too. I think I'm going to try because really it's going to be halfway done after next week. Yeah. Okay, so let me see this again. Okay. Let me make sure I'm talking right. Okay, so rows 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 we did today. Then we're going to repeat row 4 and 5 4 more times. So row 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then we're going to do row 4 one more time for row 14. And then we're going to do row 15 when we come back. That row 15 will be your next button row. It will be a purl row. So where did I go wrong? Or do row 4 and 5 4 more times, and then do 4 one more time. You might have missed me say that. You might have, because your buttonhole rows are your purl rows. That could be why. Am I good? Am I right? Yep. Okay. 4 and 5. Well, 4 and 5 5 times, true. But for the beginner, I didn't want to do row 15. I didn't want to say do row 15 because it's a button row and then they'd have to tink back. And I didn't want to say that. So that's why I left it as end with row 4 and 14. All right. Okay. Mine is really soft. It's really soft with this Charisma. What a great way to use up bulky, right? It's going to be a quick knit, and meaning you'll have a sweater in no time. Thank you all for joining me today. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. And congratulations to all the winners today. Judy, you won the big prize. That's awesome. Thank you all for joining me. If you ever want to help me out with a coffee, please do so. I will use it for shipping. and all that. And I will see you all in the next video, and I should be doing one pretty soon. Again, right. Take a moment out of each day. Be creative. Talk to you all later. Bye for now.